Hi, KX. Here is a picture of someone we've met before. I told you this Greek myth while we were still in our classroom. This is at Atalanta, and she was the one who was so fast and did not want to get married. And her father said, well, let's have a contest, and whoever can run faster than you will become your husband. Do you remember that story? And still no one could beat her until you can see behind his back, this young man figures out a way, well, with the help of Aphrodite. He gets how many apples? That's right, 3 golden apples. And do you remember they race, and he drops one in front of her along the way and distracts her long enough each time that he wins the race. And that's how Atalanta gets married. But there's a story about her, earlier story, I don't know if we told it, and it's in my other Greek myth book, this one, that I thought I would tell you. And in this story, there is this is a better picture, there is a giant boar, which is a wild pig. Imagine a furry pig that has tusks. And it was just running all over the place, stepping on people, eating their crops. Just not a good thing to have running around. Pigs can be challenging. When Mrs. Coffin knows about pigs and farms, pigs can be challenging when they're normal size. So now imagine a giant pig. Well, this pig, or boar, was causing so much trouble that a bunch of people got together and said, you know what, we're going to go hunt this boar and make him stop causing us so much problems. And they assembled a team of hunters, and they were all boys or men, except for, that's right, Atalanta. And in the beginning, all the men said, why should we let a woman join us? Because, as you know, sometimes people aren't treated well. But Atalanta came anyway. She wasn't about to be convinced otherwise. And during the hunt, she actually is the first one who shoots her arrow and actually hits the boar. And the boar actually is so stunned by the arrow that he stops and he drops to the ground. He's not dead yet. And another young man, seeing this happen, rushes up and stabs the boar in the heart and kills the boar. Now the boar is dead, and what they do is they want to take the skin off the boar, because sometimes hunters like to take what they call a trophy. It's like sort of like a memory, collecting something from the animal's body as a trophy of something they've done. You know, like you would get a trophy if you won the spelling bee or won a race. And as he's skinning the boar, as the hunter who killed the boar, this young man, his name is Meleager, says, you know what, I couldn't have killed the boar if Atalanta hadn't hit the boar with her arrow and stunned the boar and made it drop. So I want to give this skin of the boar to her. And this got the men very angry. And the men who were the most angry were Meleager's uncles. And the uncles started a fight, and everyone started to have a fight. And in this fight, argument, Meleager kills his 2 uncles. And when Meleager's mother hears about this, her name is Althea, she rushes over to a special place in their house where she's kept a very particular object. And this object is a log. And now, to understand why this object is important, you have to go back in time a little bit from when Meleager was a little boy, and Althea was burning a fire in the fireplace. And the 3 fates, do you remember the fates? The one held the yarn that represented your life, and one measured the length it was to be, and the other sister cut it. Well, according to the story, when Althea is in the kitchen, her baby has just been born, the fire is burning in the fireplace. The fates appear to her. In some versions, they appear to her. Some versions, she just hears a song coming from the fireplace. And the song basically says, we'll give you a gift. Your son will live as long as this log is unburnt. So there's the log burning in the fireplace. The fates have said, your son will live as long as this log remains unburned. So what do you think she did? She immediately dropped what she was doing, rushed over to the fireplace, pulled the burning log out of the fireplace, put out the flames, and went and tucked that log in a very safe place. Now, flash forward, Althea has heard that her son has killed her 2 brothers. And in Althea's grief and anger, and this is an example why you shouldn't, sometimes you just need to take a break when you're feeling upset, right, KX? You don't just immediately do something. You might have to walk away and breathe a little bit. But Althea didn't do that. She went and got the log and she put it in the fireplace. And she set it on fire. And according to the story, as the log burned, so did the life of her son. And that's the end of that story.